What is going on, my good people? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for tuning in to talk the games of September. And I know there's a laundry list of games that we are about to go through here today, so go ahead and strap in. If I'm being honest, I haven't really researched a whole lot about what is coming out in September, so I figured this would be a good time to do that. I know the kind of main games that I want to pick up in September, but there's always a bunch of stuff that slips through the cracks, the hidden gems that are popping up around every corner every day as the indie games are flooding the market nowadays. But how about we go through this together on the fly? So I got this site pulled up here called whatgamesarecomingout.com. Love the site, not sponsored or anything. I just think it's a dope ass site. So we'll use their calendar. I love the calendar setup here. We'll go day by day and check out the games that are coming out. I'll try to scan through this and pick out the highlights and just kind of showcase those to you as we go through it. So I'm looking here and I immediately out the gate see that on the 3rd we have that Hirogami game that is coming to PlayStation Plus, and I really want to play this. I think that this game looks fucking excellent, man. It's the paper mache, the origami kind of all paper design for the characters and for the world environments, and it's like a 2D slash 3D platformer. There's certain elements where I think transforms into a 3D platformer, and then it's oftentimes like right here you're seeing 2D platforming going on, but you're transforming into these different characters, and so you're flying around, and then it's got just there's something about this where, and once again, I'm already subscribed to PlayStation Plus. I subscribed because of Resident Evil 2 and 3 that just dropped on there, the OGs for the PS1, but this is the type of thing that'll get me to stick around. Something like this that I maybe wouldn't have bought, but just being part of a subscription service that I'm already paying for, I'm like, yeah, I'll stick around to check this out. I think this looks like surprisingly good. I'm gonna keep my eye on old Hirogami. So absolutely, September 3rd already off to a very, very strong, very early start for the month of September. But kind of heading back over here and just scanning through the site, I guess we can go backwards. We have Metal Eden. This is isn't this the, yeah, that's the Deep Silver. Yeah, I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a multiplayer style title. And Bad Cheese is dropping on September 1st. Let's see what Bad Cheese is offering up. This is, oh wow, it kind of looks like that Mouse PI for Hire. It's, once again, it's the crazy thing about the indie market is they're coming out every single day with something new, something fresh, and this maybe looks a little, oh wow, it's some really, really interesting artwork. I guess it's a little bit more of a horror adjacent title, but still using that 1920s monochromatic, old school kind of animation style, and this looks really damn good. I'm gonna make a little list here as we're going through. Bad Cheese definitely has to be added to that list of games that I'm curious to see more on. And a little bit of combat here. You're seeing some fly swatter action taking place. You're okay. You're doing some vacuuming. It kind of gives me a little bit of thank goodness you're here energy, where it seems to be maybe task oriented at certain points, and you're just kind of going and dicking around with the environment and using the environment in different ways, and it seems like it has a little bit of humor in it as well. So Bad Cheese, okay, shout out to you. You are now on my radar. Is it PC only? Bad Cheese is launching on September 1st for PC and all consoles, PS5, PS4, Series X and S, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch One. So, alright, Bad Cheese, you got my attention, my friend. So I see this other skin game, and I scanned through it for a second there. Okay, now it's not wanting to work. What is happening here, Mr. Other Skin? There it goes. So it's a third person shooter of sorts. It kind of looks like a double A, third person shooter, at least just from the little bit that I scanned through here. Let me get to where I saw the gameplay kind of taken off. There was a bit in there where she was like flying around in a damn dragon suit or some shit. It reminds me of that Prime Matter game that came out a couple years ago. It was once again a double A mid-budget third-person shooter that was kind of Returnal inspired to some degree. I forget the name of that title, but I really enjoyed it, and it had like the environmental kind of damage you could inflict on your enemies. You could shoot the ice and drop the enemy down into the you could kind of freeze them in that pool of water if they were standing on an icy surface, and you could break the ice and kind of trap them in the ice. And there was like, this looks pretty freaking unique, man. It's kind of a bummer because it feels like this is the type of game in the PS3 360 era that would do really well, grinding on rails. You got some some Ratchet and Clank action taking place here. Yeah, once again, this just feels very PS3 360-ish to me. And like Outcast: A New Beginning is a game I really, really loved that is somewhat in this similar spirit. Look right here, you're flying your dragon suit. You're flying around in your wingsuit, whatever the hell you want to call it. Okay, Other Skin is this. So it's saying coming to Steam. So I'm guessing PC only for Other Skin. Yeah, PC only for Other Skin. That is... man, I'm not trying to, hey, y'all know your audience better than I do, but that seems like a console game. Other Skin. Other Skin is a horrible name. Other Skin? Gotta spice that up. You gotta call it damn Adventures of the Dragon Suit Lady. Lady wears a dragon suit. Fucking other Skin, the lady with the dragon suit. Hire me for your marketing department. Of course, on the 4th, we have a Hollow Knight Silksong that is dropping, and I think this is going to be what most people are jumping into in the month of September. One of the premier go-to titles for a lot of people, but I'm really curious about Hollow Knight Silksong in terms of, now that the memeability is gone, now that the whole thing of, is it going to come out, is it not going to come out, is it a money laundering scheme, is it like all of the damn memes and all of the speculation and all of the hype kind of leading up to the launch, now that it's just going to launch, it's like, okay, well, it's just the game now. It's like we're just going to be talking about the game and how people feel about the game. And I think so much of the culture and conversation around Hollow Knight, specifically regarding Silksong, was about the mystery of it. And now that the mystery has been kind of unveiled and we know what we're going to get, and it's just going to, it's going to be a very different conversation. I'm curious to see how that takes shape. But I mean, we are seeing Hollow Knight, the first game, break its peak concurrent play count on Steam. And it's definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, it's taking on... it's going to probably go down as the best-selling Metroidvania of all time. You know what I mean? Like this, I think Hollow Knight, the first Hollow Knight, sold around like 10, 15 million copies. So if this does that, or does a little bit better than that, those two games will sell more than all of the Metroid games combined. It's like, that's two games sell more than an entire franchise. Like, that's kind of wild to think about. But yeah, Hollow Knight Silksong dropping on September 4th. It's coming to Game Pass. It's not necessarily my go-to style of game, but I'm curious enough to probably hop in there for a little bit and check it out. But yeah, shout out to Hollow Knight Silksong, and also shout out to Hell Is Us. So at the time of recording it this morning, they just dropped the reviews for Hell Is Us, and I haven't really had a chance to deep dive into those reviews. I saw the Metacritic was sitting at around, I think it was around an 80. We can actually pull that up real quick. Yeah, so right now it is currently sitting at a 79 for Hell Is Us, which that's kind of about. I wondered if it was going to break out and become like this much bigger thing, but it's seeming. I mean, 79. That's a good damn review score for Hell is Us. Because I mean, you're talking about a game that it's a new IP, and I know it has some like ex Deus Ex talent on it, and kind of leading up the project, and so a new IP. I think the story looks really really cool. I gotta dive into those reviews a little bit because the thing I'm the most curious about is the combat, where I don't really think anything about the combat from what I've seen, just the little glimpses of combat with Hell is Us look all that impressive to me. But I'm curious about the game. Like, I'm no doubt curious about the game just from the pedigree X Deus Ex. I mean, Deus Ex, that's one of my Human Revolution, one of my favorite games. And Mankind Divided is absolutely excellent as well. And I think, they've been doing this whole thing of kind of the drip feed of information and kind of giving the player a lot of agency and going and finding your own path and doing your own thing and making your own story along the way. But then also combining that with the more front facing narrative that you would get from something like a Deus Ex. So it's like this, I don't know, hybrid combination of you're not going to know where to go, you're not going to know what to do, you find your own story, but there's also like a legitimate story as well. And that's appealing to me. Just nothing that I have seen from the combat with Hell is Us is all that enticing to me. So we'll see. No doubt about it. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, The Order of Giants. I am really, really pumped to hop into this. I have a little bit of a dilemma though in regards to old Indy and this DLC here, where I played through the game. I played through the game on Series X, but I sold my Series X in order to, I kind of traded the Series X for a Switch 2, put like a extra $150 to the Switch 2 or whatever. But I so I played through all of Indiana Jones, the base game on the Series X, the save file is still there, all that. And I guess I could do that on the MacBook. I really don't know how all of that transfers over, but so I don't want to go and buy a $70 copy on PS5, although I do want a physical copy of this game, even though it's just a coaster. But I love Indiana Jones, the base game, so much. It's my game of the year for 2024. And so I absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, will be playing this DLC. But there's a part of me where it's like, damn, should I just wait until this thing goes on a slightly deeper sale? You know what I mean? And then pick it up for $30, the physical version, and then just replay the game, jump straight into the DLC after. Because like that's Indiana Jones was the type of game where I finished it and I was so down to just keep playing that thing. I could have played another 10-15 hours of that. I found that gameplay loop so addictive. And in the AAA space where a lot of people constantly complain about the idea that creativity is dead and these AAA companies are not innovating in the way that they used to and creating new unique combat mechanics and new unique ideas for narrative hooks, and it's like, I don't know, I think Indiana Jones really does that. Like there's not a combat system quite like the combat system in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. You know what I mean? Like that whole idea of using everything in the environment to your advantage and being able to actually like pick up all these different items and use those items in combat, and to be able to just have this like in the fly emergent sort of experience where, oh damn, I'm being surrounded, I look down and there's a fly swatter, now I'm picking up a fly swatter and just swatting my enemies away, keeping them at distance, and the whole blocking systems and the perfect parries, and just, I don't know. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, I think, is one of the best recent releases, and so down for some more DLC content. One of my most anticipated games for the rest of 2025 is, without a doubt, motherfucking Chronos, The New Dawn. This is coming from Bloober, the people behind the Silent Hill 2 remake, and of course the people behind The Medium and Blair Witch and Layers of Fear and a lot of okay games. But I think we got to start kind of, as Birdman once said, we got to put some respect on Bloober's name. I don't think Birdman said we need to put respect on Bloober's name, but I think we do need to put some respect on Bloober's name, because Silent Hill 2, the remake, is one of the greatest survival horror games ever made, and they mastered Silent Hill, and now they're trying to master Dead Space. And I don't really doubt it. Like I don't doubt them at all. I think they're gonna be able to pull this off. I'm curious about the story hooks. I have seen a little bit of story information on Chronos The New Dawn, but I really don't know much about it. I just look at the gameplay and I'm like, yep, that looks a whole hell of a lot like Dead Space. And EA killed Dead Space. They have no plans, no interest in returning to it. So I would be more than happy if you took up the mantle and you became the new place for the Dead Space. So I will happily take it. And yeah, you're seeing, like, obviously they have the stomping mechanic and all that shit that you know from Dead Space. I think their enemy design looks great, like the fucking tentacles hanging off these monsters, and you're just the atmosphere is at 11 with this game. And yeah, they have the zero gravity sections in there, and they have it's obvious there's a lot of Dead Space inspiration, but it's like, hey, not a bad game to be inspired by if you're making a survival horror, an action-oriented survival horror style title. But even there, like, that's something new. You're being wrapped up by those tentacles, and you're having to, like, shake them off, and you're burning the enemies and burning the tentacles. There's stuff going on in here that, and I just think the shooting looks good. Like, that headshot looked nice and precise, and yeah, I think Bloober might be them dudes. They might be that team. They might be the team that's able to actually kind of take a crack at the throne in the survival horror space. You know what I mean? Like, we have been so starved in that market where it's just been Resident Evil for so long, and then RE7 kind of comes out and reignites this fire. And you can credit Amnesia and some other games for really sparking the survival horror renaissance, but we need more games like this as well, and I'm very, very excited for Chronos The New Dawn. That is on September 5th, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, I mean, September 5th, that's genuinely, like, that's up there for me. That's up there in terms of one of my most anticipated games for the rest of the year. I cannot wait to play Chronos The New Dawn. Daemon X Machina, the Titanic Scion, I am curious about as well. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say it's one of my most anticipated games of the year, but I am very curious about it. At the very least, I every now and then I just get this itching to play a mech game, and there's very few single player story oriented mech games out there, and I don't really know anything about the I don't know anything about what fucking Daemon X Machina. I haven't played anything else in the series, so I don't know, like, are the stories solid, are the stories decent? But if they are solid, if they are decent, let me know in the comments, because that will make me much more likely to pick this up. I have seen a little bit of jank where it's like, yeah, you're seeing that some of the animations in terms of, like, lip sync and some of the facial animations and some of that stuff looks a little bit light in the ass. But if you can just give me a decent story, like, even if it's a text-based story, I can get into it as long as I have something there, something that is kind of pulling me through. Something that's pulling me through, keeping me engaged from beat to beat to get to the end of the game. Because it's like, if it's just really good gameplay, I mean, don't get me wrong, you'd love for a game to have really good gameplay, but if it's just that, if that's the only thing that I'm looking forward to is just really good gameplay, then it's like, okay, well, cool. Really good gameplay then leads to, I play a couple hours of it, few hours of it, and then I'm like, all right, well, I think I got my fill out of this. I think I know what this game has to offer, but where you can combine that with a decent story, it's like, yep, I'll see this thing through to the end. But shout out to Daemon X Machina, the Titanic Scion. And I don't know, some of this gameplay looks really good. So shout out to you. Might check you out. So we're kind of stacking up. On the 5th of September, we also got Everybody's Golf Hot Shots. So the combination there, can't beat it. I like Everybody's Golf, Hot Shots, whatever you want to call it. I like a good arcadey golf game. I typically, like I said before, these are the style of game, the exact style of game I'll play for a couple hours and then kind of bounce out of. But I don't really need much more than a couple hours. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is coming to PlayStation Plus. I could be wrong on that, but this is the type of thing I probably won't buy full price. Everybody's Golf Hot Shots. But I will at some point check this out on a sale, jump into it, just for the sake of the damn arcade sports game market. We don't get many like it these days, and when they come out, I want to support them. So yeah, Everybody's Golf Hot Shots dropping on September 5th. So we got Dead Reset. Let's see here. This is the I think this is the Wales interactive joint, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, I know what this is. This is the Oh, can't go full screen, right? Old Mac won't allow you to do the old full screen. All right, there we go. So yeah, this is the Wales interactive joint, and they actually do some pretty solid FMV games. It says check out the trailer for Dead Reset for this upcoming interactive horror game from developers Wales Interactive and Dark Rift Horror. Trapped in a death loop, Surgeon Cole Mason is kidnapped and brought to an underwater facility, forced to operate on a patient to extract an evolving parasitic horror. Dead Reset is a blood-soaked interactive horror where each death brings you closer to the truth. So it's kind of, one of those choose your own adventure style of games, and I think I played, what was it, Bloodshore. I played a couple of these Wales Interactive style titles, and then they're actually pretty good for like a real kind of, whatever you want to call it, interactive movie of sorts. They actually do pretty good in that space. So probably not going to check this out in September once again because the lineup is so damn stacked, but at some point I would certainly like to check this out. Borderlands 4, though, I most certainly, I'm really, I want to play Borderlands 4. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but like there's some stuff I see in the gameplay where I'm like, this looks really, really dope. 18-minute long video, so I'm not sure. I gotta scan to find some of the fun shit here, but like just when you see the map and you see like the enemies and their placement on the map, and you see they have like the Dead Space waypoint navigation system that will pop up beneath your feet now, and there's just some enhancements to the overall like UI or just these quality of life features that really I think are going to benefit the game greatly. Stuff like that is appealing to me, and I don't want to sit here and look at a pause menu, but so like, okay, here we go. Here's something going on, but man, you're like flying around, some damn zero gravity style shit taking place here. Or I don't know, maybe you have some suit or some ability, but just the shooting in these games is excellent. Like the gameplay feels incredible. It feels really, really solid to play. It just kind of comes down to a thing of like, is the story horrible? Is the story at least decent? Is it at least tolerable? And every now and then I get into this mindset of like, should I just play through these things and turn on a podcast because I do not like the brand of humor at all? But I don't know, when I play something that is story oriented to some degree, like I want to take in the story. So that's the thing that kind of puts me off of this. But this shit looks sick. You're riding around on some fucking flying Anakin Skywalker style fucking pod racing ass thing, and like the gameplay in these games is so fun, and I just wish I liked the tone of humor a little bit more. So hopefully they rein that in a bit, or I don't know. It's like one or the other. Go all the way in and just be ridiculously crude and offensive, but I mean I know you're not going to do that, but it's like the what do they call it, like the toilet humor or whatever. Like that just doesn't. I don't know. That doesn't really do much for me. The meme humor, the internet culture humor. It's like I don't know. That's not. I get it. It's these games sell incredibly well. So who am I to tell them what to do? But not for me. But the gameplay just looks so damn good. So I don't know. I think I'm going to check out Borderlands this year. I think I'm going to give it a fresh start, jump back in, go in with an open mind, and see if I can really get locked into a Borderlands game for the first time. Somebody's got to stop these indie developers. I just scrolled upon this. Henry Halfhead. You're playing a game where you are half of a head, and your name is Probably Henry. And you're going around and doing tasks with half of a head. Listen, man, I would like to say that this somehow just like that I would be able to pass this up, but you throw me into some dumbass scenario like this where I'm T-posing in that Tua T game, or I'm playing as half a head, or they're all these weird-ass gimmicky indie games. I hate that they appeal to me as much as they do, but this just looks silly. This just looks fun. I want to paint a flower. I want to water my garden. I want to join the production pipeline for whatever damn thing they were manufacturing there with my half head. I think that's the thing about the indie space that I really love is like it's just fun first. You know what I mean? It's fun above all else. So Henry Halfhead is dropping on September 16th, right? Yeah, September 16th. And it's like no need to get no need for it. And that's the funny thing. Like they'll probably have some emotional story in there. Like with Tua T, they try to tie it back to all these different real world themes. It's like I get it. And I do appreciate just putting in that little bit of effort to have some narrative hook in there, but the gimmick alone is funny enough. So Henry Halfhead, September 16th. I'm curious. Dying Light the Beast is a game I most certainly will be checking out at some point. Once again, I hate to keep banging on that physical media drum, but it's not getting a physical media print run on day one, unfortunately. So I'll be waiting until it is getting its full physical release. But yeah, I mean, I love Dying Light. Dying Light 1 and 2, played through both of them, really enjoyed both of them. I know people are kind of split on Dying Light 2. I like Dying Light 2 a lot. It was a little bit janky, a little bit buggy at launch, just super, super ambitious. And there's kind of going a bit more back to the roots in Dying Light the Beast, but there's a lot of new shit in here. You got vehicles and you got, they're bringing shooting back. And I just think these games move so well, play so well. The first person melee combat, I think, is tremendous in these Dying Light games, and I think that they got the best first person movement in really any game ever. You know, the parkour systems you're seeing there, like, I think that's kind of new, having the enemies running into the walls Rhino style and being able to you juke out the way, and then they're stunned as they run into. Well, no, I think that has been in the series before, but yeah, I love the day night cycle, like you're seeing right here, where the nighttime is genuinely terrifying and you're actually kind of fearful for your life in these moments. And yeah, coming back, playing as Kyle Crane again, and after the events of Dying Light 1, I'm definitely on board for this. Just wish they were doing a physical drop on day one, but regardless, I will be there as soon as they put out that physical copy for Dying Light the Beast. So I was scrolling through this, just I guess a little production note here. As I'm like pausing the recordings, that's the beauty of the OBS. I can go through and do everything on the fly, but anywho, as I was scanning through this, I was like, damn, this art style is like very, very, I don't know, it's doing something to me. It's my spidey senses are tingling. I'm feeling like this might be interesting. It's a game called Eclipsium. And I'll read the description here as you watch the trailer. Longing for light in a sunless world begins devouring itself. Every step shifts the landscape beneath you as you search for what remains of her. It's like a very I don't know, that not the most descriptive description, but like just looking at what I'm seeing here, this is a very evocative kind of art style that I don't even necessarily know what comparison point. Like, it reminds me of something, but I'm not sure what it reminds me of. And it's like got a little bit of that Elder Scrolls kind of early Morrowind sort of feel to it, but it's got like a cartoonish sort of visualization, old PC game kind of style here. And also, I feel some survival horror influence. Like, I don't know if this is going to be a straight up survival horror game, but yeah, Eclipsium dropping on September 19th, coming only to Steam right now, but I hope it does well so that it can come to console. This shit right here, though, I think this looks really, really good. Wander Stars, I found out about this a while ago, and I just think that this art style is incredible. The 90s anime Akira Toriyama, the Dragon Ball Z kind of vibe with the character depictions, or I'm sure there's other descriptions you could use there, and then it's like a turn-based RPG. But look at that menu, and look how stylized that menu is. I just think that looks really, really good. Like that has something. It kind of even looks like I could see a full-blown animated cartoon coming out and looking like this, and it being a thing of you see this actual kind of combat in the animated cartoon, where they like use that style and they try to depict turn-based combat in a cartoon. I feel like that's what it would look like if it was on television or in a movie or something like that. Like if there's we're in the era of everything has to be adapted into a movie, into a television show. If you were going to adapt a turn-based video game into a television show, the combat would look like this in the show. It's just this looks really good. Really, really, really high quality animation work. So Wander Stars dropping, it says August 1st, but guess it's been delayed, and it is now coming out on the 19th of September. So Wander Stars, I await you. Baby Steps, I'm kind of curious about. Is that the they got the Hollow Knight? So okay. So it says Baby Steps now releasing on September 23rd. So I'm guessing this is a delay announcement, and they're using the Hollow Knight meme to, I can appreciate the self-aware kind of humor with this, but that's kind of my thing with this game in general, is like, at a certain point, some of this stuff I don't necessarily feel like I have a whole lot of interest in the game, more so than the interest in like the conversation around the game, if that makes any sense. Like I would be more curious to watch people play Baby Steps and to see them get angry as they're failing to walk and all of that. Like, I'd be more interested in that than actually playing it myself. I don't really have a lot of interest in Baby Steps. To the act of playing it doesn't sound all that appealing to me, but I appreciate the sense of humor there. I appreciate, trying. I mean, it's Devolver, right? So they're experts at marketing, and so Baby Steps, that is dropping on the 23rd, and let's see here. We got Silent Hill F on the 25th. Definitely going to be there day one for Silent Hill F. This is obviously Silent Hill God tier. I mean, I shouldn't say God tier franchise. It's had God tier entries in the overall franchise, in the overall arc of the Silent Hill verse. There's been some God tier Silent Hill games, and there's been some stinkers. But it seems like Konami is, well, I mean, they did just do that. What was that, Ascension or whatever? That was kind of dog shit. But it seems that they are right now in a place of, Silent Hill 2, the remake, Silent Hill F, and then they have the other Silent Hill game that is currently in the works that I'm blanking on the name right now. But I'm hoping that they're just kind of righting the wrongs, getting back on track, because Konami also published Deliver at All Costs this year, which was excellent. And they're publishing, what is it, Stanley's Paradox or something Paradox, where you play as the octopus in a inside Limbo inspired platformer. So like, they're actually getting back into the game space, which is great. Silent Hill F, I'm not expecting it to be on par with Silent Hill 2 remake or anything like that, but I like the Japan setting. I like that it's a new style of combat. I don't think the combat's going to be excellent, but none of the combat in Silent Hill games other than Silent Hill 2 remake are excellent. So I am totally fine if they are just trying to go for, okay, look, we're going to give you a really dark, really bleak story. And right here, this moment where she's about to walk in, I think she has the scars. This is the Gamescom trailer. Yeah. And there's like the voices in her head in this moment, like telling her to harm someone or to harm herself. Or I don't remember exactly how it was laid out, but that kind of beat right there from a narrative standpoint. That's the type of shit where it's like, okay, yeah, I see the Silent Hill isms in there, and I definitely want to see this story out. So Silent Hill F, I will be there day one for that bad boy. So as I was pausing and scrolling through, I found this title going back a couple days called Wizardom. And dude, this looks fucking filthy, and I have never seen or heard about this in my life. I want to play this, and it's coming to console. Like this, it's a first person kind of. I don't even know really where to begin with this sort of description for the art style, but you're seeing, you got you're blasting people with these damn telekinetics, or you got electricity, you're doing these electric blasts from your hands, and then you got a breath of fire. I guess you're about to breathe fire, or I guess shoot fire out of your hands. You got fucking bows and arrows and staffs, doing a damn. Hey, you're drawing a hex on enemies. Hexing these motherfuckers. Like, this shit just looks so filthy, man. I'd never heard of this in my life, and it looks so good. Coming to consoles September 23rd. Dude, kind of like a boomer shooter 90s era first person magic game where dude, sign me the fuck up, Wizardom. Never in my life heard of that. And now you got to purchase out of me. That's the beauty of going through this shit. Listen, man. Sonic Racing Crossworlds looks good. I don't know what to tell you. It just looks good. It looks genuinely good. It looks fun. I got Mario Kart downloaded on my Switch. I got the bundle Switch 2 with Mario Kart that comes pre-installed on it, and I haven't played it yet. I definitely want to play that, so I might be getting my karting fill with the Mario Kart. I think this is $70. I'd have a tough time spending $70 on Sonic Racing, but I do want to play it because I do think, like, in terms of, I don't know, imagination, in terms of like fun factor quality, I do think this looks more fun than Mario Kart, but at the same time, like, $70 worth of fun, I don't really know for a kart racer, unfortunately. And then that's the bummer, because, like, I know people really want this genre to return and to reemerge, to stick around, and not just have, like, we really don't get high quality kart racers. So I guess to get high quality kart racers, you got to pay for high quality kart racers. But at the same time, it's like, I don't really know if I want to pay $70 for any quality of kart racer. And that's just the God's honest truth, just being completely real with y'all. But hopefully there's enough people out there. And I mean, like, CTR obviously does incredibly well. Mario Kart is one of the best selling games of 2025. So hopefully this can do well as well, and we can have more kart racers flooding the market that are of a very high quality bar. So shout out to Sonic Racing. I will check it out at some point. So Hotel Barcelona is one I don't think I'm familiar with, but that art style, that box art cover, was very, very appealing to me. So, oh shit. Oh, okay. Yep. This is from Suda and the dude behind Deadly Premonition. So they're collaborating. This is all right. Yeah, I remember this now. I think this is a 2D like platformer, or 2D side scroller, something to that effect. But yeah, very, very, very much on board for this. I am obviously Suda51, all-time fucking great creator in terms of just finding the weird, and then the collaboration there with the Swery, from Deadly Premonition, and to get this fucking collaboration in the year 2025, I very much on board for this. Listen, I'm not saying from a gameplay standpoint, you look at it, it doesn't necessarily look like it's totally reinventing the wheel, but I know that this story is going to be batshit bizarre. And then right there, you're seeing old school, like, NES style gameplay. That's the thing, is like the main gameplay style, like even for No More Heroes. And look at that art style. That's really the thing that drew me to it, is I just think this art style looks immaculate, man. Just so psychedelic, so trippy. The red hair, the red eyes. Man, I fucking love that art style. But It's, to me, this stuff right here, the little story beats in the car, like any kind of, when they get into the narrative, that's really what's going to hook me into Hotel Barcelona. The combat, the gameplay, it's like, that's whatever. But Deadly Premonition, it's the same thing with all those games. No More Heroes, it's that shit's fine. It's the weird, it's finding the weird, and I don't think we're even seeing 10% of the weird shit that we're going to see in this game. You've seen a little bit of platforming there that looks kind of solid, but the weird right there, you're fighting a shark. I didn't even fucking see that the first roll of the trailer. You're fighting a shark in there. It's yeah, dude. Yep. Hotel Barcelona. You're on my radar. I will be picking that up for certain. Fuck yes, dude. And it's getting a physical copy, so you know what? And it's $30. Yep. I'm there. Day one. You got me. I'm there day one, without a doubt. If the physical release is the same day as the digital, I'm there day one. But I'm certainly purchasing that $30 in the door without a shadow of a doubt. I'm going to buy that right now. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm probably there day one for this horse shit as well. NBA Bounce. I'll take what I can get. If I can't play NBA Street, I'll play as a damn mascot in an NBA Jam inspired title such as NBA Bounce. I doubt this is going to be great, but really at the end of the day, what are the other options? Like, I don't see any NBA Street inspired games flooding the market, which I think is insane. I think there is a market for that, but it just doesn't happen. There is no competition, so if I have to play NBA Bounce, I guess NBA Bounce is what I'm going to play. And, you know, I'm not going to be too... I don't think it's going to be good. Like, I mean, I played Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports. Any arcadey sports style experience I will play. I will check it out. NBA Bounce, unfortunately, you probably got my money. So I remembered seeing this. This is that Legends of the Round Table game. And it says here, the official trailer and release date announcement for Legends of the Round Table, a colorful Arthurian RPG full of honor, magic, and romance. Undertake a perilous quest and fiercely defend your kingdom when it comes to Steam on the 29th of September 2025. So I remember looking at this at some point, and I was just like, God, dog, this seems like an undertaking, like all the systems at hand that you're seeing at the bottom of the screen there, but also like the cutscene quality that's taking place. And, but it does look like a very, very, very deep role-playing game with a lot going on and almost an intimidating amount of shit popping up on that screen at one time. But it's just, there's something about this where, like, I kind of want to jump into it. It's coming to PC, not coming to console, so I probably won't be checking it out day one, but I hope it does well. And once again, this is a PC-ass role-playing game, so it would be probably difficult to port this to console, but I mean, it can be done with the right resources. I mean, you see something like Baldur's Gate 3 and selling incredibly well on consoles. But yeah, I remember looking at that trailer a while back and going, interesting. That the game looks interesting. Maybe not right up my alley, but certainly interesting. Okay, so they pretty much flood the 30th. I think these are for games that are set for September, but maybe don't have like official locked in release date for all of them. But we do know Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that this is a full blown, this is like coming out on September 30th. That's locked in stone. And yeah, once again, this isn't for me. This isn't up my alley, but I do know that many, many people are pumped to jump into this and, play the kind of remastered version of this game with like the new voice acting. And yeah, so I know people are definitely stoked for Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. And one on here that, all right, let me make sure that, are y'all able to see? No, I got to switch over to what games are coming out the full rundown. So I think y'all can see it now on your screen for the 30th. So this AILA game, this I am very, very curious about. This is it's old, kind of has RE7 sort of inspiration, survival horror style title. Just seen you're driving a damn vehicle there. At one point, I don't know if you're necessarily controlling the vehicle, but it's a first person survival horror title. But there's something in this trailer that later on in the trailer, you start wielding a sword in a survival horror game. And it's like, just that one thing alone, I can't think of the last time I played a survival horror game where I controlled a character who controlled a sword. And that alone, like, just for me being such a survival horror nut, to have that one new weird thing in there to add into that pile, it's like, yep, I'll play as a damn, I'll play it right here with the sword. I'll play it. I'll play it just for that one weird feature, that one weird mechanic, the possibilities of killing damn zombies with a sword. It's like, yeah, I want to do this. But it does look creepy, the fucking dolls that are hanging from the ceiling. And yeah, I'm curious about some AI LA, and you're jumping into this like virtual world of sorts. And I think all of this is being created inside of a video game world. I'll read the let's see here. Deep dive into the gameplay from AILA in this latest trailer for the upcoming first-person horror game set in a near future filled with immersive technology. And AILA play as the sole game tester for a revolutionary new fictional AI, survive intense horror experiences that prey on your deepest fears as the line between virtual reality and reality are blurred. I think that's what it says. Yeah, reality begin to blur. Yeah, AILA will be available on PC this September. So not coming to console just yet, but that looks like a console-ass video game. So hopefully it does well on PC and gets that console port. Let's see. Oh, I remember this Motor Slice game. Isn't this the... Oh, no trailer for it? Okay. But yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, this is the game that has like the... Oh, there goes the trailer. It just popped up. Think this is the one where you're riding like you have a board that you are controlling that's kind of it might be that sword on your back that turns into a board, kind of like the Sword of the Sea mechanic. But I think at some point here you end up riding this huge like creature, the Shadow of the Colossus-esque creature. But yeah, it's a third person action platformer, I guess would be maybe the main description of it. But yeah, right here you have the Shadow of the Colossus-esque creature, and I think you do end up scaling him in this battle. And is it right here? Yeah, okay, here it goes. So I think you're using your sword right there to do that. It kind of looks like when the lightsabers, like you're cutting through the door in Star Wars. It kind of has that similar effect to it. But yeah, as you're seeing like gliding across this big monster, I don't know. Motor Slice. Curious. I mean, I'll have to see much more than that, obviously, but certainly curious. Dude, this looks dope. Luz Lagoon. So this is it says, traverse the vibrant Limbo archipelago in search of your Uncle Lou, who mysteriously disappeared and left you his seaplane delivery service. Explore the island's harvest resources and hone your crafting skills to complete jobs and to grow your business. I typically, like, you see the crafting and shit here. I'm not... Anytime crafting is involved or base building or settlement building, I'm immediately kind of out. But something about this looks nice and cozy. I like the art style, and you see it. You got some airplane mini games taking place in there, and yeah, just building your little seaplane delivery service. It's coming to Switch, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't it say? It's swap here. Yeah, it's coming to Switch on the 30th or September, because sometimes they kind of pull all the games that are coming to the platform or coming out in September, but don't have like an official date, but just say September. Sometimes they throw all of those in together at one time. But yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, Toxic Crusaders looks damn solid, beat 'em up style title. But I think that's about it that's really piquing my curiosity for September. So how about we do this? How about before we get out of here? I mean, it's already a long ass recording. I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time. I know it's been a lot of long recordings back to back on the channel as of late. fuck it. We're already this long. What's another 5 minutes gonna do? So I'm gonna put together my top 10 list. If I had infinite money, infinite time, I'm gonna put together the 10 games I would be buying and playing in September. So yeah, that way just have a little bit of variety in this episode here today. Okay, so I went into backlogged.com and I built my top 10 list. This is in no particular order. I just jotted down 10 games from September, the top 10, my most anticipated games from September. If I had infinite money, infinite time, these would be the games I'd be playing in September before all else. But let's have some fun. Let's go in here and let's rank these bad boys from top to bottom. So let me make sure that this, are y'all able to see this? Maybe I can pay for a version of Backlogged where it'll get rid of those ads for y'all. But alright, so this is the list. Once again, no particular order. We're going to order it right now. So 5 games up top, 5 games down below. So these are the 10. Now it's time to order them. Alright, so let's go from the lowest to the highest. I think that's always the most exciting way to do this. I think the lowest on my list of overall anticipation would probably have to go to Borderlands 4. Excited for it, want to check it out. Very worried about the humor. Very, very worried about the humor. 9 on my list would have to go to... I think for 9 we'll probably go Bad Cheese. Animation quality through the roof, looks incredible, but the gameplay that was shown wasn't all that. There wasn't a lot going on there. Doesn't necessarily need to be a lot going on. Something like when I think back to Thank Goodness You're Here, not a lot going on in that game, but it's enjoyable for what it is, but still probably not towards the top of my overall list until I see more and know what I'm getting into, which I think it's out today, right? So not long to wait. And that's like, I'm still playing Metal Gear Solid 3, and I got Lost Soul Aside sitting there waiting, and then Hell Is Us. It's just too much. Too many games, not enough time, not enough money. It's the problem that we all have. It's the crazy thing people always say, that gaming is dead, and there's no games. It's like, take your fucking head out of the sand. Let's see. I would say number 8 for me would have to go to probably Hell Is Us. 80 solid review score. I am assuming, which I have no idea, I haven't looked deep into those reviews, but just based on the little bit of preview coverage and the little bit of like combat that we've seen, I'm assuming the main criticism for that game is that the combat just isn't good. And if the combat's going to be a main core component, that's a bit of a bummer. So we'll go Hell Is Us at 8, and then we will go at number 7. Probably right there. We'll go Wander Stars at 7. Awesome looking, turn-based RPG, great animation quality, great visuals, literally looks like a 90s Akira Toriyama, that art style brought to life in game form. It's beautiful. But it's, I'm not the biggest turn-based RPG guy, but still, regardless, just based on visuals alone, at some point I will be playing that. Chronos: The New Dawn, definitely not at fucking, what are we at, number 6 here? Definitely not at number 6. That's way up there. So we got to replace Chronos: The New Dawn. I'll probably go Indiana Jones at number 6. And that's mostly related to things outside of the actual game. Like, I'm really excited for the game. I just don't know if I'm going to be getting around to it anytime soon because I got to go and buy a physical copy of it to play it on PS5 because all my save data is on the Series X that I sold recently. So, number 5. Okay, yeah, now at this point, I think we're getting pretty easy in the ranking. Hotel Barcelona would be at number 5. Suda51, Swiri, I think that's how you say that name. Combination, meeting of the minds in the most psychotic and depraved manner possible. I imagine this is going to be dark and bleak, but also incredibly funny and a solid 2D action platformer of sorts with probably batshit crazy callbacks and batshit crazy cutscenes and batshit crazy gameplay that we would have never expected. So keep your eye on Hotel Barcelona. I think that's going to probably be one of the cult hits of 2025. And number 4, okay, now, yep, we're locked in. I know what my next are. So number 4 is Wizardom. Game looks fucking ridiculous. First person shooting magic spells out of your hands in this boomer shooter sort of visual presentation of sorts, and then breathing fire and striking lightning down and hexing your opponents, and with it's crazy. Looks crazy. And then so we go number 3, 2, and 1. Easy ranking here. Silent Hill F at number 3. Dying Light the Beast at number 2. Chronos The New Dawn at number 1. Chronos The New Dawn is my most anticipated game of September 2025 and one of my most anticipated games of the year. Bloober, I trust implicitly at this point. I think they're going to nail that. Dying Like the Beast, I know what this is going to be, and it's going to be excellent. Really no doubt there at all. Silent Hill F, a lot of doubt, but also a lot of intrigue, and I think that Konami right now, their track record of greenlighting projects has been a lot better. Deliver at all costs, excellent. The Stanley's Paradox thing, or what is that the name of it? Something Paradox. But that game looks really good. Silent Hill F, I think, is also going to be in that vein. I think they're starting to recognize bad projects and staying away from those, hopefully. And especially in the world of Silent Hill, I think you need to protect that brand and not have more ascensions and shit like that. So I think this is going to be good. Combat, I doubt is going to be all that great, but I think the story is going to be really solid with Silent Hill F. So that right there is my top 10, and let me refresh this and we will present that. All right, so the official top 10 goes as follows. Chronos The New Dawn at number 1, Dying Light the Beast at number 2, Silent Hill F at number 3, Wizardom at number 4, Hotel Barcelona at number 5, Indiana Jones, the DLC at number 6, number 7, Wander Stars, Hell Is Us number 8, Bad Cheese number 9, Borderlands 4 number 10. So those are my top 10 most anticipated games of September 2025. Let me know. If you had infinite time, infinite money, which 10 games would you be playing in September? What are you looking forward to in September that you actually plan on jumping into? Let me know all that down in the comments below, guys. And yeah, take it easy, man. I'll shoot the shit with you down in the comments. If you like the channel, consider subscribing if you are new. And if you want to support the channel, you can do that at patreon.com/unnecessaryrambling. Links will be in the description to all that, just one click away. Just go in, and if you want to check out Patreon, you can do that. If you want to use the YouTube membership program, you can do that. Whichever of those two you feel more comfortable with. There's exclusive content available on both platforms. My top 10 albums of all time, my top 10 television shows of all time. You know, stuff that's kind of not related so much to video games. I'm sure there will be video game related stuff on there at some point, but right now I'm just kind of like throwing content up there that's more in the realm of, you know, television, film, movies. Film and movies, yep, those are definitely two different things. But you know, just kind of random shit. I have one that's exposing my algorithm, so I'm going through my YouTube feed and like just looking at what the algorithm suggests to me. So just fun shit like that, just kind of shooting the breeze with the homies over there on Patreon and the YouTube members. And for you who are supporting, you know, the Patreon supporters, the YouTube members, thank you guys so damn much. So yeah, man, I'm gonna get out of your hair. I know this is a long ass recording, so thank you all so very much for all of the support, and I shall see you good people in the next episode. Goodbye.